Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the books that I read in May. There's quite a few, but definitely less than what there was last month because I have been kind of in like a reading slump. I just haven't been wanting to read, but I can safely say I've done well with what I've read, especially because there's a Pacific series in here which I have read all of and I was quite shocked about that. I am filming this on the 30th of May. It's possible that I can still read some books, but I'm just going to see how things go, as I don't know obviously like what I'm going to read and stuff. But what I am reading currently I think is right at the bottom of this pile, so I can show you that. But any other books I don't talk about that maybe I finish after this video, I will definitely leave in the description, leave my review. And at the end of I can't remember some of the Kindle books that I've read, so I'm going to leave that at the end of the video with like a review and stuff, as I'm currently using my phone for obviously filming, and then my book journal I haven't filled out, so it's a bit less organized this time, but hopefully you still enjoy. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to try and remember what order I read these in, as I just generally can't remember. So first off is A Court of Silver Flames. I do believe this is the first book that I finished in May, and I really enjoyed this, especially more than what I thought I was going to. If I remember correctly, I rated this one 4.5 or 4.75 stars. I can't actually remember, but I know that I love this, and I was quite shocked because in the other books you hate Nesta, you don't really like her, but then in this book you understand why. She kind of gets a redemption, she kind of like becomes better, and you do start to like her story, which is something that I did like and I felt was improved. But obviously the writing and everything was good, the storyline was so enjoyable. I love this book, and considering it's a thick book I did finish it quite quickly. So the next book I read was If Only I Had Told Her, which is the second book from If He Had Been With Me. This wasn't what I was expecting at all. I kind of heard at the beginning that this is about like what happened in the first book but from Finn's point of view, but that wasn't the case at all. We did get a little bit of that, but then we also got another point of view from Autumn of after like what happened, then also Finn's best friend, if I remember correctly, and I enjoyed that. It was definitely shocking because I wasn't expecting it. I feel like it was, from what I heard, a little bit like what's the word, promoted? No, I just heard about it wrong, so I was expecting going into it. This was definitely heartbreaking and you learn a lot, but I don't know what it was. I just didn't really enjoy this. If I remember correctly, I rated it 2 stars. I'll obviously put the correct rating up, but I just, yeah, I don't know what it was about this. I did listen to the audiobook, so I don't know if that like maybe took my enjoyment out of it, because sometimes audiobooks doesn't always help with the book. But yeah, I just don't know what it was. To be honest, I just found it really difficult to get through. That's why I listened to the audiobook. This one wasn't for me, and I honestly thought this one I was actually going to enjoy more than the first one, but that actually surprised me. Then I reread The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This, the first time I rated 2.5 stars I think it was, but the second time around I have upped it to 3 stars, as it was more enjoyable the second time I read it. I don't know what it was with the first time. If I remember correctly, I was in a reading slump, so that might have changed my opinion on it, but I reread it. It's still a 3-star, as I can see what other people think of it and like why it's so enjoyable. The writing is good, the storyline, it's okay. I don't know what it is though. I just can't love it as much as like other people have, so I don't really have much to say about this. I don't know what it is, but at least I've been able to up it this time. And I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. Now, this is a reread for me, but this one has the bonus chapter within it. So I have never read the bonus chapter before. That was like a new thing for me. And can I just say, that bonus chapter changed everything for me. Like before, I didn't know if I was team letter or team manuscript, but that bonus chapter was crazy. So if you haven't read the bonus chapter yet, I highly recommend that you do. But this surprised me, and when you read it all together as well, like when you read the whole book including the bonus chapter, it also changes the experience a little bit, because let's just say it's kind of like, I can't really say anything about the bonus chapter. I really don't want to spoil it in case no one has read it, but it's still I think I rated this, I can't remember what I rated. Oh, it's enjoyable. 4 stars? Say 4 stars. I read Powerful by Lauren Roberts, and this is the novella to Powerless, and I just love these spread edges. I'm going to show them off. But this is Adina's story, and let me just tell you, this book is so heart-wrenching. I read Powerless a little while ago, so I have kind of forgot what happened in it. I feel like I might have enjoyed my experience a little bit more if I had read Powerless then this, like reread it. But when you forget what happens, this destroys you even more, let me just tell you. So I think I rated this 4 or 4.5 stars. I can't really remember. I know for a fact that this was really enjoyable, and obviously a really quick read. This will destroy you. The writing is actually really good. I loved hearing about Adina's side of the story. It was actually like so beautifully written. It was like a beautiful story to tell. I just really love this. Okay, and then throughout the whole month, you probably already know this already if you've been here for a while, but I have been reading the Throne of Glass series. And yes, I did read the Throne of Glass series in a whole month. And I don't want to say too much about the series because there's going to be a reading vlog in June. But I did complete the whole series. So we have The Assassin's Blade, which I did read first, and I can't really remember my ratings right now. Normally I have everything with me. I'm a bit less prepared, and I'm sorry, but I suppose it will be a surprise. So this one definitely I enjoyed. I do feel like I would have enjoyed this one a little bit more if I had read it fourth. I think that's what people say, as I did feel a little bit disconnected from the characters. But the positive side of it is when I did go into like Throne of Glass, I already knew the characters, which then made me feel like I connected to the characters more in Throne of Glass, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. I read Throne of Glass, and this was a great way to start the series fully. Like, this was just so good. I couldn't put it down. I just love this. Then obviously it's Crown of Midnight, and again another one that I really enjoyed. Then we have Heir of Fire. This book, I did think it was a little bit slow at the beginning, but it soon redeemed itself. It was amazing. I couldn't put it down. After I got about halfway through, it just got addicting. And at this point of the series, I was like, this is going to be a series I love. And was I right? Because then I read Queen of Shadows, and again, love. I feel like I'm going to be repeating myself. But then it was time for the tandem read of Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn. I'm so glad I did the tandem read, because when I was reading this one, I was really into it. I did feel like the beginning was a little bit slow, but that didn't matter. This was more of like the action field, let's say. It was a bit more faster. But then we have Tower of Dawn, which is a lot slower. It felt like 300 pages in. It was so slow. Them together, I felt like I could read it, if that makes sense. Like this one, I feel like I would have DNF'd, or like it would have took me forever to read if I read it by itself. But because I had this one as well, and I was reading them obviously together, I felt like it helped me a lot. And then finally was Kingdom of Ash. Now please note, this is almost a 1000-page book, and I read it so quickly because I just could not put it down. I just wanted to know what happened. I just needed to know what happened. This was just so good. Okay, and then I read the whole of the Brutal Birthright series. So we have Brutal Prince. This book I rated 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the characters, the plot. I just loved everything about this. Ada is such a strong character. I loved the female character and her strength within this. Also the strawberries, like if you read this you understand, and I just love like that plot. I believe this is real enemies to lovers, that if you want an actual enemies to lovers book, then this is the one for you. Then we have Stolen Heir, and I believe I rated this one 4.5 or maybe 4.25. I can't really remember, to be honest. But this one is Nessa's story with Nico, and I also love this book. I can't really say much without spoiling. I really don't want to spoil anything, but this one was also so good I couldn't put it down. These two books I read in one sitting. That's how addicting they are. Then I read Savage Lover. Now I do believe I rated this one 3 or 3.5 stars because I found it really hard to connect to the characters. I just feel like they didn't have any chemistry. The plot also wasn't taking like my fancy. I didn't really like enjoy the plot of the story either, but I could safely say it's still really good. It's also getting really dark, so I am trying to hurry up. I'm so sorry. Then we have Bloody Heart, and this one is also good. It's about Simone and Dante. This is my favorite book in the series. This one I rated 4.75 stars. I was addicted to this one. I couldn't put it down. This is definitely my favourite. I just love the characters, Simone and Dante. I just love them, and I love the plot of the story. I just feel like I don't know, it was addicting. And then we have Broken Vow, which I actually finished last night, and this is Riona and Raylan's story, and this one I rated 4.25 stars. Again, love the plot, love the story, I love the twist at the end, but I was struggling to find a connection between the characters. I just, you know, I just couldn't feel it. So whenever like the romantic side of it happened, I just wasn't feeling it really. That's what I've read so far, obviously excluding the ones that I haven't shown you yet, but I'll show you at the end. The one I'm currently reading, I'm hoping to finish today, is Heavy Crown. I am about 100 pages in, so I could definitely finish it before the month ends. So then I've read a whole series. You will also be getting a reading vlog for this series as well. That's all the books that I read in May. I'm so sorry that this is like quite quick and speedy, but I forgot I was filming this today and it's getting dark. So I still really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!